The Philadelphia Soul used defense and a consistent offensive attack to win their first home opener since the 2011 season with a 54-41 victory over the Jacksonville Sharks at the Wells Fargo Center on Saturday night. Welcome to a brand new season of Soul Insider brought to you by Foods Galore. Tonight we'll talk to Clint Dolezel about the game. We'll visit with Ron Jaworski and hear from Philadelphia Eagles quarterback Nick Foles, who was at the game as honorary captain, and have a word with Vinnie, who's going to give us his thoughts about spring. I'm Rhea Hughes. The Soul Insider, presented by Foods Galore, is next.
Fifth touchdown of the night for Jared Ross on the strike, and it's a touchdown to Tiger Jones as the safety, and the Soul defense has it going right.
Welcome back to Soul Insider, presented by Foods Galore. Well, in their home opener, the Soul got off to a little bit of a slow start, but they certainly got things rolling, and here's the highlight package.
It was the home opener, and over 12,000 paid to see their two-time American Conference champs come home for the first time this year. The opponent was Jacksonville, the team they beat both times for those titles. But a not-so-nice welcome for future Hall of Fame quarterback Aaron Garcia. James Romaine picked him off, then picked up a fumble at midfield, delayed just long enough to set up some blocks, picked a lane, and then raced to the end zone for a 14-0 Soul lead. Leading by 7 in the second, Soul quarterback Dan Raudabaugh is hit. The ball wobbles into the hands of the linebacker, Charlie Hunt. And the league's leaders in turnovers grab 1 of 4, but this one pays off in 6 points to cut the Soul lead to 21-20. Raudabaugh would reload, but Hunt makes a diving interception. And so the Sharks could take a halftime lead, but the Soul defense begins their best stretch of the year, with Teddy Jennings forcing a turnover on downs with a 4th down sack, saving a Soul halftime lead.
Coming in for the sack, and Jennings was all over the quarterback again.
In the second half, Garcia finds some time and finds Jerron Harvey, and the game is tied at 27-all. Tested now, and with the ball back. Raudabaugh on the first play, ISO second-year receiver Ryan McDaniel on defensive back Terrence Smith, and look at the battle for the ball, and then the goal line touchdown, Soul back in front. Well, here Clint Dolezel changes the game for good. He dials up a surprise onside kick. It's recovered by McDaniel. Raudabaugh takes it into the fourth quarter and into the end zone with a strike to Tiger Jones to reset the lead at 2 scores, 41-27. Jacksonville would score, but then Dolezel changes pace again. He hands the ball to the AFL's all-time leading rusher, and watch Derek Ross do his thing.
Cuts back, the 5, the 3, the 2, the boss of the boss.
This fires up the crowd, Ross, and the Soul defense. Backed up to their own goal line in the final minute on a key 4th down and goal play. Rayshon Kaiser blows it up, and they blow up the Sharks to win the home opener and make it back-to-back wins. 54-41, Soul.
So a nice win for the Soul at home in front of their home fans. Also at the game, Soul president Ron Jaworski. And Ron, I know that you love football, but why are you so passionate about arena football?
Rhea, I am very passionate about arena football because it's a quarterback-driven league. Much like the NFL, where the quarterback is so important, in the Arena Football League, your quarterback must play well to win. It's a passing league. The game is designed so that the quarterback excels. The game is designed so wide receivers excel. Now, that doesn't diminish the importance of offensive linemen and a fullback / blocking back, or the Philadelphia Soul running back in Derek Ross. So why I'm so passionate about this game, after playing the game in the NFL for 17 years, I enjoy the passing game of the Arena Football League.
What a surprise. A former quarterback loves the passing of the Arena League. Does not shock me at all. All right, Ron, what can you tell people to expect? What can they look forward to from 2014 Philadelphia Soul?
This team is a little bit unique, Rhea. Unlike our past championship teams of the last 2 seasons, we're kind of in a little bit of a rebuilding mode early in the season. We have a lot of new players on this team, sprinkled in with some wily old veterans that clearly are the backbone and core of the Philadelphia Soul. When you look at our leadership, you have to think of, Dan Radabaugh, our quarterback, who's been outstanding. Tiger Jones, one of the most prolific receivers in the history of the Arena Football League. But you got to play some defense as well, and that's what we do with Rayshon Kaiser, an all-league safety, Brandon Perkins, a linebacker, Joe Gooseby, linebacker / cornerback. These veteran players give us great leadership. So as this season wears on, you'll see those veteran players come to the forefront, bring the young players along. And that's what it's all about in the National Football League, the Arena Football League, or any professional sport, as a matter of fact, is that you have veteran leadership bringing the young players along. I think this Philadelphia Soul football team will be playing their best football the second half of the season, going into the playoffs, and of course, in Arena Bowl.
He's always looking towards that championship, and I love that about you, Ron. All right, what can you tell us about the growing interest in the game of arena football?
Rhea, this is a very exciting time in the Arena Football League. Our game continues to grow. We all know America loves football. We all know Philadelphia loves football. But what the beauty that's happening right now in the Arena Football League is the traction we're getting not only on an international level with AFL Global in China, but nationally here in the United States. Our TV packages, our television partners, starting out with Comcast. And then you go to CBS Sportsnet. And this year, back for the first time since the 2008 season, ESPN carrying the Arena Football League. That is very important as we move forward. And the most exciting part of this package with ESPN is that on August 23rd, that's a Saturday, 8 p.m., the Arena Football League Championship will be broadcast on ESPN in the home of the team with the best record. Now that's exciting.
And Jaws, I know you're hoping that will be the Philadelphia Soul, and I want to thank Soul President Ron Jaworski for joining us, and the Soul return to Wells Fargo this Sunday, April 27th at 4 p.m. to take on the Iowa Barnstormers. It is dance and cheer night, and the first 3,000 fans will receive a Soul pom-pom. Game will be broadcast live on ESPN2. Get your tickets for the game so we can show the country the Soul has the best fans in the AFL. For tickets, call 888-789-SOUL or go to PhiladelphiaSoul.com. After the break, we'll talk to Coach Clint Dolezel about Saturday's impressive win. We'll also hear from Philadelphia Eagles quarterback Nick Foles, who was an honorary captain at the game, when we return to Soul Insider, presented by Foods Galore.
The Soul Insider, presented by Foods Galore, is sponsored by Pro Systems, Pro Systems Audio, one of Philadelphia's finest audio, video, and lighting contracting firms. By Walgreens, the corner of happy and healthy. And by the Judge Group and Judge Unified Communications, designing, developing, deploying, and managing advanced technologies for clients across the globe.
Scott, he do a great job for us, whether it be, the steak meat, the lobster, everything is our own brand. It's a testimonial to Foods Galore.
Service is what's made our company. Loyalty, reliability, honesty. Your growth was one of the main reasons why I evolved in the business.
People look at Chicken and Pizza as a success story, but it's actually your success story. It works just like a marriage, because I still have my wife and I still have you.
Ready for a little fun? You could scratch your way to instant winning. Play the Pennsylvania Lottery's new instant game, Winning 777, with 10 top prizes of $300,000. It's kind of fun to get your imagination started. Keep on scratching.
It's the Hyundai Drive Your Way Drive of the Game.
Here's Ross with a lot of room around the left side. Cuts back, the 5, the 3, the 2, the boss of the boss.
Got the Hyundai drive of the game. Derek Ross, 12-yard touchdown run, bouncing off everything like he's in a pinball machine. Terrific play by him. And now I want to welcome in the head coach of the Philadelphia Soul, Clint Dolezel. Clint, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Do you remember that play?
Absolutely. It was definitely the drive of the game. It changed the game around for us. We ran a toss play to the left. Adam Smith did a great job of hooking the defensive end. We got some decent blocks out there about 5-6 yards down, and like you said, he bounced off 3 guys and got in the end zone. That's what made Derek Ross.
Are you always looking for that moment in a game where you're just looking for, because it kind of started off a little bit slow on Saturday night. You're always looking for that one moment that you feel is a spark?
It is, and that was one of them. The defense played great all night long. It was hard to pin down. Really didn't get in the flow of the game, but that definitely got us a 2-possession, lead going into the fourth quarter, which is always big.
All right, now I covered you as a player. I was just mentioning when you were with the Dallas Desperados. I worked a game here in Philadelphia, a game in Dallas. One thing I remember about you, you were a bit of a chirper when you were out in the field. You were quite vocal, and I was Cosmo let me sit with him at the game, so I was in the front row, and you were standing right in front of us. You are still quite vocal as a head coach, so not much has changed from you switching over from the player to the coaching side when it comes to giving it on the field, right?
No, there's no question. I don't hide my emotions well, which was kind of my strength, and it's my weakness too. I do play with a lot of fire. I coach with a lot of fire. If you ask anybody who plays with me or against me, I'm very competitive, and I take that to my players, and I think they feed off that.
I'm curious. You're in the Arena Hall of Fame, and now you're mentoring quarterback and Dan Rattaball. Do you ever find that that's a little intimidating to him that he's being coached by a guy who's he's in the Hall of Fame?
Not necessarily intimidating. Dan does a great job of taking my abuse. To be real simple about it, he takes it. He takes coaching really well. Takes my chewing out and just moves on to the next play, which says a lot about Dan. He's on the right path to be a great quarterback in this league for years to come.
Is that a tough thing for you to figure out sometimes with your players? Is who can take kind of the constructive, hard criticism, and who maybe you have to backpedal a little bit?
No doubt. That's a big part of coaching and playing when I played. I called my own plays when I played. There were certain players that they needed to be chewed out, and they liked it. They made them play better, and there's others who just clam up and go in a shell. And it definitely makes a big difference in finding out those guys who can take it and who can't. All
right, now you got off to an 0-3 start, and then you won the last 2 games. What do you think's been the biggest difference between the start that you had and getting rolling a little bit here with a couple of wins?
Well, we got a lot of new players in this season, but I'm not really putting it on that. We had 2 tough road games in California right off the bat, in San Jose and Arizona. I feel like we should have won the Arizona game, kind of gave that one away, and in San Jose, just nothing went right. But being on the road, West Coast, from East Coast to West Coast, was really tough, and then we had 2 back-to-back Florida trips. So nice to come home. We're starting to get a little bit of rhythm now. We've kind of got thrown out of sync with all that going on, but I feel like our best football's ahead of us.
Is that where it's tough, where you get the schedule, you look at it, you go, seriously, guys, you're starting me out 4 games on the road?
Yeah, we just talked about that going into this past week against Jacksonville. It'd been 8 weeks since training camp started, and this is our first home game. That's a long, tough road, but that's how it works sometimes. We like playing on the road, but it's nothing like being at home.
Clint, here in Philadelphia, we saw the coming of Chip Kelly and what the fast-paced offense that he brings to the NFL. What things do you think the NFL has taken from the Arena League? Because clearly you guys, it's a fast-paced game. What do you think they've taken, and did you see anything in Chip that he took from Arena?
Well, I'll get the Chip, I guess. I think it started with Kurt Warner, to be honest with you. The greatest show on earth with the St. Louis Rams was our style of football. It was quick. Things happened. They got up to the line of scrimmage. They kind of rolled into it, which, I think Chip Kelly probably saw some of that back then and took the college atmosphere with it going into the pros and sped it up. And it's definitely putting pressure on the defenses. I think you'll see a lot of NFL teams starting to go to college-type coaches and bringing those offenses into the NFL, and you'll see more and more of it year in, year out.
All right, Clint, thanks for joining us on Soul Insider, and good luck this Sunday, 4 p.m. against the Iowa Barnstormers.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks, Clint. Well, we got the coach's take on what we think maybe the NFL has lifted from the Arena League, being such a fast-paced league. That's what the NFL is going to. We've got to see it up close and personal here in Philadelphia with, obviously, Eagles coach Chip Kelly and how he wants to run a play, every 2 seconds. Well, Soul General Manager Tom Goodhines caught up with the guy who's going to be at the center of it again this season for the Philadelphia Eagles, Nick Foles, the quarterback, who was the honorary captain for the Philadelphia Soul on Saturday night.
Thanks, Rhea. And, of course, we got the man of the hour, the honorary captain tonight, Nick Foles, quarterback of the Philadelphia Eagles. First game of arena football. What were your initial impressions of the game of arena football?
I mean, it's exciting. I mean, it's fun. It's so action-packed. Everything's happening real fast. You can't punt. I was telling, Zach that, Chip would love this. You don't have to punt. You go for it every time. So it's been a great experience for us and really enjoying the game.
Any impressions of the atmosphere, the fans, and how the game's been going as far as that side of things goes?
Yeah, I mean, people in Philadelphia love football. It doesn't matter who's playing. I know they love the Eagles, but they also love the Soul, so they've been cheering them on. It's been a great atmosphere. It's fun. It's funny to hear the announcers announce the game because it's different. They have fun with it, and it's quite an experience.
Now, quarterback is a quarterback league, something that obviously you would love a lot. How do you think you would translate into playing arena football?
I mean, it's football, so I feel like, it's a different sport. It takes time to, figure it out, and those quarterbacks out there are doing a great job. But, I mean, I'm a quarterback. I love playing football. I love throwing the ball, so I think it'd be fun. It'd be different, but I'm going to, stick where I am as long as I can.
Absolutely. Now, is there any of your teammates have gone to games before or told you about the experience with the Soul and gave you any clue? Obviously, sitting with the owner, Ron Jaworski, and any conversation about him and how he enjoyed the game and how you guys liked the game?
Yeah, I mean, Ron's talked to me about it several times and just saying, like, the atmosphere, the rules, it's a different game. You have motions going past the line. There's a couple good dances out there. It's fun. It's football, and it's definitely arena, but it's still football, and guys are having fun. A lot of those guys play college football and are great players, and you can see the talent out there tonight, and they're fun to watch.
So we can probably count on you coming to another game later in the season.
Yeah, I sure hope so.
Absolutely. Well, thanks a lot. We'll throw it back to Rhea. Thank you.
Thanks, Tom. And I really think I'm just going to have Tom conduct all future interviews with Nick Foles from the Philadelphia Eagles because he's got way more out of him than we ever do. My favorite part about it was that Nick Foles said Chip Kelly would love arena football because there's no punting and he could just get them back out there as quick as he can. And I could really tell Nick was really taken with the entertainment, how the announcers have fun in the arena. It looks like the players are having fun. So it was a good time. So make sure you enjoy the fun, and you can do it when the Soul return to the Wells Fargo Center this Sunday, April 27th at 4 p.m. to take on the Iowa Barnstormers. Get your family 4-pack now. 4 tickets, 4 hot dogs, 4 sodas, 4 popcorns for as low as $68. Call 888-789-SOUL or go to philadelphiasoul.com. After the break, we're going to talk to Vinnie the Crumb about spring on Soul Insider, presented by Foods Galore.
How can the Judge Group help your business? By providing you with effective business technology solutions. By recruiting the finest personnel to meet your unique business needs. By providing corporate training, learning, and performance support solutions. And unified communications, voice and video system design and engineering. With over 30 offices in the U.S., Canada, and Asia, the Judge Group, a global leader in professional services since 1970.
No one else can do what Colonial Marble and Granite can do. We've revolutionized the way you buy your granite countertops. Colonial Marble and Granite, the nation's leading granite countertop fabricator. Visit our King of Prussia showroom today and see how easy, beautiful, and affordable your countertops can be. Professional, courteous service, unbeatable prices, just $19.99 installed. No one else can beat Colonial Marble and Granite. Visit us online at colonialmarble.net.
Hi, I'm Tony Mitchell, Brinker Simpson & Company, Certified Public Accountants. We offer comprehensive financial compliance and tax services. As Philadelphia's leading tax and advisory firm, we let our clients say it best.
Tony and his team at Brinker Simpson provided the expertise of a large accounting firm, but didn't forget their small business roots.
Brinker Simpson has a clear business vision that looks beyond spreadsheets and numbers and sees opportunities.
At Brinker Simpson, firm relationships build success.
And now, the stop pain stop of the game.
Garcia looking for his first completion of the night, has it, and then the ball is dropped, and I believe that's a fumble recovery. Romaine, who picked him off a moment ago, has the ball again, cuts back in midfield, he has the lane, Romaine into the end zone, touchdown, Soul!
The stop pain stop of the game, James Romaine. 33-yard fumble recovery for a touchdown. I had a very nice view on it. It was a fantastic, fantastic play by James Romaine. Well, we're going to introduce a segment that frankly frightens me a little bit, and that is Vinnie the Crumb and a rant by him that we're going to have every week from his always interesting and generally wandering mind. Vinnie?
Thank you, Rhea. Yo, it's Vinnie the Crumb, and here's what I think. Well, it's springtime, and you know what that means. Flowers, the smell of fresh grass, the birds chirping, yard work, craft shows, and to-do lists. Ladies, seriously, we would rather paint your toenails and watch an Ellen marathon than have you drag us to an arts and crafts show. Please, nothing says shoot me like an afternoon in New Hope with a bunch of 60-plussers trying to sell me freaking doilies. No one uses these anymore, Granny. Let it go. And no, kind sir, I don't think that hunk of junk old school desk you just yanked out of that shed you haven't been in for 25 years would look good in my living room. I hated school. And for your information, Hoss, just because you got 3 good teeth, a ZZ Top beard, you're wearing a ratty old Allman Brothers t-shirt, and you smell like the wrong end of an overweight house cat with a stomach virus does not make you an interior designer. And as for the yard work, Madonna me, I need to be independently wealthy so I can hire a truckload of illegals to come and wipe this thing out for me instead of spending my Sunday afternoon on my knees wrist deep in mud. Hey, honey, how come when I ask you to go hit golf balls or see an action movie, you say no, but I got to be out here groping worms all day just to make you happy? It's ridiculous. But spring also means arena football season, baby. Soul season. And they put the beat down on the Jacksonville Shrimps the other night in the home opener, 54-41. It was a great win despite those refs that were just brutal. I mean, it looked like these guys graduated from the Stevie Wonder School of Refereeing, for God's sake. They saw nothing, and when they did, they threw nothing. No flags, no nothing. Listen up, zebras. Sacking the quarterback is a good thing, not a penalty. And Little Miss can't win a game, and Shrimps quarterback Aaron Garcia looked real good eating that Philly turf steak that we fed him. And when the Philly QB Dan Rodabaugh actually got hurt on a sack, there was no flag. I tell you, Rhea, if these refs could just maybe learn this much about the game, it might not be so frustrating. I'm Vinnie the Crumb, and that's what I think.
Vinnie, are you happily married? I'm just curious.
Well,
are you
I've been married for 28 years, but happily maybe for the last 6 months.
How about her? Have we
No, we haven't spoken to her about that yet at all.
And frankly, my toenails do need to be painted, so I believe that's going to be next week's segment. Now, here, I have a question for you, though, about the officials. They have this rule now that if you're offsides, you get thrown out at the end of the first half, and if you do it again in the second half, you get thrown out. But they kind of screwed it up in this game.
Well, so, what? Wait a minute. Refs screwed something up? I can't believe it.
They tossed a guy but then he wound up coming back, and so I guess they kind of went in at halftime and figured out that they got it wrong.
Quietly. You know, refs are like politicians, Rhea. They never admit their shortcomings. They just make you go along with them. Like, Langley just popped up again inadvertently in the second half without them saying, gee, I'm sorry, we messed up. He should have played, but we made a mistake, so we're humans too. No. They couldn't find the flag when they needed to find it, and when they found it, they were loving it. One guy was blowing his nose with it. He liked it so much. I don't know what's going on with these guys, but they really need to get their act together.
Would it be better if your wife was actually an official? Would you yell at her more or less?
That would be so awesome.
I mean, I'm just
That would
curious.
make perfect sense right then and there.
All right, I want to thank Vinnie the Crumb for being our ranter, and we hope to have more things that'll get us probably likely in trouble. And we've got some group outings that we want to mention to you about. Bring your group of 10 or more out to a Soul game. Find out how your group can play on the Soul field, perform at the game in front of thousands of Soul fans, or high-five the players as they head to the field to play the game. Just go to PhiladelphiaSoul.com for more details. After the break, we'll return with a look ahead to the next Soul game. That is the Iowa Barnstormers, Sunday, April 27th at 4 p.m. and some closing thoughts and words from you, the fan, when we return to Soul Insider, brought to you by Foods Galore.
Bradford White Water Heaters, American made, American owned, built to be the best. Why would you buy any other brand? Visit BradfordWhite.com to find a contractor near you.
Scott, he's doing a great job for us, whether it be the steak meat, the lobster, everything is our own brand. It's a testimonial to Foods Galore.
Service is what's made our company. Loyalty, reliability, honesty. Your growth was one of the main reasons why I evolved in the business.
People look at Chicky and Pizza as a success story, but it's actually your success story. It works just like a marriage, because I still have my wife and I still have you.
Soul fans, here's your chance to win the ultimate tailgate prize package. The Soul and your neighborhood Walgreens has your chance to win. Every month, you can win a 50-inch flat-screen TV, Soul tailgate grill, table, chairs, and coolers. Plus, you and 10 of your friends get to go to a Soul game VIP style in an all-you-can-eat club box. Get to Walgreens now and visit the Soul Zone. A new winner is selected every month. Brought to you in part by Canada Dry, Smart Water, Good Health Natural, Utz, Red Bull, Stop Pain, Coca-Cola, and Peanut Chews. No purchase necessary. Please see website for complete rules and regulations.
Here's the Colonial Marble rock-solid player of the game.
On second down, Rodaball lofts it for Tiger Jones. Touchdown, Soul.
Colonial Marble rock solid player of the game, Tiger Jones. Terrific game by Tiger. 6 receptions, 93 yards, 3 touchdowns. Absolutely terrific. Now, we asked for a little bit of your feedback on what you saw, what you think about the Philadelphia Soul, and we got a couple of Facebook questions. Sean Hanlon asks, why should players in the league want to play here in Philadelphia compared to other teams? First of all, it's Philadelphia, and as we know, obviously in Philadelphia, you love Philadelphia, you love sports, you love football in Philadelphia. But what's great about the Philadelphia Soul is they have a really strong ownership group, strong people work for it. They want to make your experience coming to a game so much fun. You heard Nick Foles talk about it earlier. It is so exciting, and you're just going to love it. That's why you want to come and see the Philadelphia Soul at the Wells Fargo Center. All right, Nick Raphael asked, how did the team change their attitude going into games after being down 0-3 on the season? Well, the Soul lost to Tampa, and their next game after that was at Orlando. So what the coaching staff decided to do was to keep them down in Tampa for the whole week, kind of just get them bonding that it was just all about football, keeping the team together so there were no outside distractions, because clearly, you don't want to start off the season 0-4, and it obviously works since the Soul has now gone on to win 2 straight. So a little team bonding done by the team. It's never a bad thing, especially after this winter, to be hanging down out in Florida. All right, we are at the end of our show. I want to thank everybody for joining us on this season's first show of Soul Insider, sponsored by Foods Galore. Also, don't forget, Sunday, 4 p.m., Arena League is back on ESPN for the first time since 2008. Philadelphia Soul versus the Iowa Barnstormers. Thanks for joining us, everybody. Have a great week.
The Soul Insider, presented by Foods Galore, is sponsored by Pro Systems, Pro Systems Audio, one of Philadelphia's finest audio, video, and lighting contracting firms. By Walgreens, the corner of happy and healthy. And by the Judge Group and Judge Unified Communications, designing, developing, deploying, and managing advanced technologies for clients across the globe.